Get ready for the biggest cash beat battle tournament online at buybeats.com, where the world's top music producers will battle it out for thousands in cash. Could your beat survive each round? Do you have what it takes to be the next beat battle champion? Then prove it. Only the best will make it to the top, but only one music producer can take home $4,000 cash. If you think you got the skills to be crowned the best, then let the world know. Sign up today at buybeats.com.
Click the link at the top line of the description box right now. Click the link at the top line of the description box. Let's go. Yeah, let's talk about Katt Williams, man, because he literally took the internet by storm, broke the internet as if nobody ever heard some of the claims that he made before, right? And not only did he do that, almost everyone that he called out responded to him.
That's crazy.
What? I mean, some of the stuff that he said, we talked about maybe 8-9 years ago, or it happens 8-9 years ago. We talked about it, did videos. Why now did that interview break the internet now? And one of the biggest interviews ever, right? So far?
Yeah, without question.
Right.
Insane. First and foremost, I applaud the numbers, right? Because as content creators, in particular, within this, very close to the genre in which he delivered that interview, right? Coincidentally enough.
Yeah.
When you see numbers like that, it's inspiring. Because before that, I mean, what was the biggest hip-hop type culture interview we seen? 10, 12 million? I don't know if that Birdman interview got to anything higher. And unfortunately, a lot of the interviews that we got as our top mainly involve a lot of drama and nonsense with it. Unfortunately.
I think. Go ahead, keep going.
No, go ahead.
Pull up the list. Yeah.
Yeah, as you do that, you look at some of the top ones, a lot of them involve drama. The 6ix9ine interview, the Birdman interviews, the Soulja Boy interviews. You know what I mean? Club Shay Shay, where, you know what I mean, Katt Williams is expressing his truth. And I have no problem in anything that he said. The thing is, and what catches me off guard and surprises me, is that 28 million people just got wind of what he was talking about, like it hasn't been regurgitated for years.
Right.
We've talked about Kevin Hart. And look, and I want to say this, because Katt Williams and Kevin Hart have had their issues for years. We've documented it, right?
Yeah.
And I don't agree with a lot, and that bothers me to say it because I'm a fan of Kevin Hart, of what Kevin Hart does. I don't agree with a lot of it. I didn't agree with him getting violated by Shaq. I didn't agree with him with the SNL dress.
Right.
I didn't agree with a lot of some of the behavior that he exhibits on his movies. But at the end of the day, I watched that brother from the bottom.
Yep.
I watched it. I watched him grind. I watched him move. I watched him pursue. I watched him rock with the same comics that people may think are corny from the jump. He still has them in his circle now, and now they're all eating.
Right.
So give criticism to Kevin Hart, but let's not put him in a pedestal as if he didn't work and bust his ass for what he has.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people that come. It's almost kind of similar to this. Similar to the Cameron situation, it's a bunch of new people that had no idea what was going on and was ignorant and was just sitting back on their phone receiving information, and now they think that they got this whole new brand of truth that's fucking been out here for 10, 12 years. And salute to the people who ate off that interview, but at the end of the day, it just kind of shows how slow and behind as a culture some of us are, and how much of the phone and the internet and how that's distributed, disseminated, gives us our information. It's kind of wild, bro. I'm not going to lie.
Right. And then it's like, I didn't watch all the interview, I'll be honest. But I
me
watched a nice portion of it, as long as it takes to be in a barbershop, which is an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I seen some of it, and, you know, he said a lot of good stuff. You know, Shay Shay, which is a lot of people, that's another subject. Why is it named Shay Shay? But
careful, Shay Shay. Don't hate on Shay Shay now.
But, look, I'm going to be real with it, man. I just think, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that was just rehashed. And I don't know, maybe it was just the because it went so viral, I think. But it's, when you look at it, though, what did Tiffany Haddish say? Which is probably one of the most profound things, is that it reminds you a lot of a Charleston White. So what I think Katt Williams did was strategic, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Because he ain't had to talk about none of them. It probably wouldn't have got the same number of views.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't have.
Bro.
It wouldn't have.
You know it wouldn't.
But he understood and seen that's the blueprint.
Right.
Now is to come out, because a lot of shit was already dead. He didn't want to talk about that shit in interviews. The Steve Harvey shit is mad old.
Yep.
The Kevin Hart shit is even mad old.
Mad old.
They kind of got past all that type shit.
Yep.
Right? So what they did was they went into the interview and took the blueprint of a lot of other people that came before them, asking about current events, John Major's things. But then they went shock jock. I'm going to go in, I'm mention all the stuff I've ever been through and kill them right now and make them respond because the numbers is going to be so huge. Now, I don't think they can anticipate the numbers, but once it goes up,
It's old.
yeah, you already know what it is. Within the first 10, 15 minutes, it probably was at a couple 100,000. So you already know where it's going. Then it's probably 800 million per hour or something crazy like that, or at least 500,000 per hour. Now you know where it's going. You know what I mean? So, again, no hate or anything like that. I'm just a little bit surprised that people didn't already. You know, we already went through this stuff before, so I'm just surprised that now everybody is acting like they never heard it before with some of the stuff that he said. He been with that Steve Harvey. He been with that, Kevin and all that. But he knew it was a blueprint that he used that's being used by a lot of people right now that's been successful. And I think they did it masterfully. So,
yeah.
Round of applause.
And you know what's crazy? The interview's almost damn near 3 hours,
Yeah.
2.5 interview,
Yeah.
2.5 hours,
Yeah.
right? You look at the main clips, it's everything that he's going in on. And I'm sure for 2 hours and 30 minutes, he wasn't going in on these characters. He wasn't going in on these people. It's probably about a good 15, 20-minute section of that entire interview.
Right.
From doing interviews, it's probably about 20, 25 minutes worth of that. And then the other 2 hours is other
Right.
stuff. Why don't we hear about that other stuff? Why isn't that other stuff being promoted? Why isn't the genius and the charisma of Katt Williams being promoted? Why is only the nonsense being promoted? And to take it to another level, why is it that Shannon Sharp, and no disrespect to the god, Shannon Sharp, no disrespect to Katt Williams, but why is it that then they sit on their soapbox and just be quiet while all of this drama gets disseminated and no one highlights, well, what about the other stuff? Because they don't care, because that's the stuff that's driving numbers, and that's the Charleston White aspect of it.
Right.
Katt Williams is not dumb. He
Right.
told you, he read 3,000 books.
Right.
What is it, a day, a month, some shit?
Every month or some shit.
And he's smart. I don't know if he did 3 racks, but I believe that he's an intelligent, tight brother. I know that.
Absolutely.
So it's calculated exactly what happened. And it shook up the world, man, because I don't think anybody, even the characters in place that he was talking about, expected it to get to that level. Because he's been on his own Instagram for hours and has so many crazy rants about Diddy, Steve Harvey, the mistreatment of Bernie Mac. We talked to people close to Bernie Mac that have heard and told these stories before. Nothing new. But the fact that it had so much drama and so much blood feud with it, it turned into the culture's biggest and most iconic interview for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and there you have it. And, that's it right there, really, at the end of the day, for all the wrong reasons. And I just want to go to a list of the top interviews, because you hit on a lot of them. Obviously, the Club Shay Shay, Katt Williams. Then it was the Birdman, which was controversial. 6ix9ine, which was controversial.
Yep.
Soulja Boy, I don't remember that interview. How was that one?
Drake?
Oh, yeah, controversial.
Yep.
Drake, Rap Radar. Shout out to them. They got 18 mil.
Okay, word.
And I'm not sure how controversial that was.
Me either.
Charlie Sheen, Tiger Blood, 17 mil. And then 6ix9ine Part 2, Breakfast Club interview, 17 mil. So that goes to show you what drives the culture. Is negativity, attacking this person, attacking that person. It was laid out pretty well, man. It was laid out pretty well. Now, what do you think about Shannon Sharp? Where is he at now on your list now of interviewers? A lot of people talking about his story, how he came from nothing to having one of the best interviews, in the world right now. Top interviews in the world. I mean, probably beating any Joe Rogan.
I'm looking for Joe Rogan right now as you said it.
Yeah. So I definitely want to hear your opinion on that. How do you feel about Shay Shay, man? Doing it big.
This is tough for me. One, because I salute him, right? I've been a fan of Shannon Sharp since I knew this brother from the Denver Broncos, right? Hall of Fame tight end. He went to had a Hall of Fame career with the Broncos, and eventually went to the Baltimore Ravens and had some iconic battles with the Tennessee Titans and Eddie George back in the day, and won the Super Bowl with them. I remember when it was tight. The game was tight, and I forgot who. It might have been even Trent Dilfer. Threw that dude like a tight end screen. He took it like 90 yards in the AFC Divisional Championship. So I've been watching this dude for a long time, and obviously see a lot of people transitioning from the world of athletics into the culture because it's popular. because it's dope, because everybody wants to be a part of it, because everybody wants to do it. And I salute his grind. But what cracks me up is this underdog story that they're throwing out of Shannon Sharp leaving Fox and being mistreated by Skip to just so heroically going to ESPN and finding a place there and creating this with Chad Johnson, and then the true underdog story creating Club Shay Shay now being the toast of the town. I will just say this. NFL, not for long. And the same thing applies here. You could be hottest thing cooking the one day and then be an absolute afterthought the next. And I say that because this time last year, we were watching Gillian Wallow pop champagne, Amsterdam vodka, listening to Rick Ross, "We Gonna Be Rich Forever," crying. Yeah. And they were the toast of the town. Yeah. And then 6-7 months later, we had Matt Hoffa, my expert opinion, and they were the toast of the town.
Yeah.
And now we have Club Shay Shay. So all dope podcasts, all deserving of the accolades, but we see when we got the flavor of the week and we put that new person on a mantle, how they are the new this. And I guarantee you in 3 or 4 months with the next headline and the next controversial story comes out, that person will be the toast of the town. So NFL, not for long. I hope it is. I'm not worried about Club Shay Shay when it comes to his generational wealth. I think he's good on that level. So, and man, salute to him, man. And this is just the new flavor of the week, and we'll see how long it lasts.
I'm going to say it like this, man. I'm always like, obviously he had to work to get to where he was at, playing football and whatnot, catching the football, right? Entertaining folks. That was one of the things he was doing. He was one of the greats.
Beast.
Hall of Fame.
Beast.
But I'm more so into the independent, somebody who took the independent route. Like, I can much more, applaud it if it's somebody we never heard of. Because, like, all of these dudes, and they had to work to get to their work, so I'm not trying to diminish that, but we all knew who these people, all the people you mentioned, they had a history. We knew who they were.
Yep.
Right? So they already came in with the following already. Shay Shay, ESPN following, football following, multi-million-dollar backing, right? Some people don't have that coming up. Right? And that's the people that I support that have done major numbers. And that's why, you talk about not for long, it's about longevity in this game too. How long can you stay relevant? How long? You might not always be at the top.
Yeah.
But as long as you, continuing to do your thing, staying relevant, that's what really matters at the end of the day. So I'm just much more enamored by somebody who's straight independent, that really come from the mud, that nobody don't know, and they strike gold at the top, rather than somebody that everybody knows and does it. It don't really move me like that. And I'm not even saying that's Club Shay Shay, but there's a lot of people in the industry that you see that's been rappers that kind of just jumping on a wave, and stealing from the underground people. We know because people tell us about different things and we see different things, and they get into a position and they act like, they got there from themselves. Now you stole somebody else's blueprint to get there. Yep. At the end of the day, and real people know that. But that's what rap is. That's what everything has become now in our community. Stealing people's blueprint to get to a spot and then shit on them when you get there.
We talk a lot about the Breakfast Club, and we've given criticism to them before, but what I appreciate about them, and even like the other radio broadcasts, is the consistency and the longevity behind it. We could say what we want about them, but they've been in the game strong for 10 years. Yeah. Putting it in, grinding, putting in the footwork, interview after interview. Not every interview hits. You don't get them all the time, but at the end of the day, you grind, right? Yep. And we applaud that. Even though they're on a multi-million-dollar level and got a multi-million-dollar backing behind them, I still applaud the consistency. Yeah. I'll appreciate Club Shay Shay a lot more if in 5 years, after all the dust settles, he's still doing interviews for 400,000 or 500,000 views just because he loves the sport of what he does in this journalism business, in this content creative business, and there's a genuine care behind giving out information. I'll appreciate it a lot more because it's easy to do this shit when you're hitting 25, 26 million and you open up the analytics and that shit is buzzing. Oh, it's easy. But in 3 or 4 years when it gets cold and you don't need it anymore and everything has happened, how much will you still want to do it?
The next one is popping.
And what does that do for the people that have been here grinding and working for the years and years and years? You've watered it down and then left it to what? Just rot. Right. It's not cool.